Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Homage to our teacher, most venerable Pinnath Lagoswan Mahansi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear Dhamma friends, and you know that Buddha appeared in this world, he became Buddha. After he became Buddha, he understood four noble truths, right? So after that, he preached the Dhamma. And so only wise people understood that Supreme Buddha's teachings, four noble truths. So then after that, they liberated from suffering. Okay. So actually, Buddha's teachings, that Dhamma spoken by the Buddha, seems deep to us, right? So the reason for this one, because we do not get to hear noble Dhamma very often, but you are fortunate, you get to hear the Dhamma very often, right? So when we listen to noble Dhamma, right, regularly, it is no longer seems to deep or profound. It becomes something understandable, right? Is it real? That something naturally you can understand. By listening the Dhamma very often, one's mental process in this life gets gradually conditioned in an understandable way, right? That is why uh, we are going to discuss today, this evening, to share some small portion of noble Dhamma spoken by the Buddha, right? So this kind of things very rare to listen. Topic of today is Āhāra. What is Āhāra? Food, nutriments. So Buddha taught us Dhamma using this discourse, using the word called nutriment or food, right? The food means, nutriment means that which nourishes our life, right? Food in term is a term for that which assists us existence, right? So with the nutriments, it will continue our existence. This entire journey in this samsara, right, cycle of rebirth, continues because of this nourishment, right? When this nourishment ceases, what will happen? Nourishment ceases, food ceases, right? Or nutriment ceases. When nutriment ceases, the continuation of life end. Okay. We know that food for a tree is fertilizer and water, right? If a tree is not given fertilizer or water, what will happen? It lacks nourishment. What happened to the tree there? The tree withers and dies, right? Similarly, the being in samsara continues its journey because of a process of nourishment. The name of for this process of nourishment is receiving of nutriment or food. Okay. Because of food, the beings travel in samsara, right? So in this nutriments, the beings are traveling in samsara. The Buddha taught about the 4 types of nourishment, right? Food, right? The first one, it is that, that the Buddha explained here. There are 4 kinds of nourishment for maintenance of beings that have already come to be and for assistance for those about to come to be, but for nourishment, edible food, gross or subtle. This is the first one. Okay. The second one is contact food, right? The third one, mental volition. The fourth one is consciousness. These are the 4 kinds of nourishment for the maintenance of beings that have already come to be and for the assistance for those about come to be, right? These the 4 types. So the physical food, edible food, was so subtle. In our human life, we consume coarse food, right? So that subtle food, very subtle food, usually that the devas they consume. This food permits life to continue. Okay, if I consider the nutriment of food, so that permit life to continue. The Buddha taught that this physical food is connected with 5 sensual pleasures, panchakama, right? For example, when we see food with eyes, one experiences gratification or aswada, right? We have desire by seeing. Next one, when you see the food, we hear the sound of the food, right? And experience aswada, gratification. And we smell the food and taste the food, touch the food, right? All these 5 ways we experience aswada, right? So what is the pleasant touch of the good food? Example, cooling or warming it. Sometimes we say that when you try to get ice cream, you want it cool. When you go to tea, you need hot, right? Warm it. One experience gratification in this way. These 5 sensual pleasures are there. In this way, our eye is completely bound to food we consume, right? Our ear and nose, tongue, and body are all completely bound to the food we consume. Okay. Therefore, we eating food with craving, right? The 5 sense pleasures are present, all these food, and our mind becomes attached to those 5 sense pleasures, right? So when you take that coarse edible coarse food, when we think about food, we don't think about the food it is spoiled or rotten. Do we think that about the spoiled food? We think about that food that is beautiful, fragrant, and flavorful, right? So very good smell. Thus, we only consider one side of the food. We consider only one side, right? So the side of aswada, the side of desire, gratification. We don't examine the true nature of the food. Okay. So whatever the food we take, right? All these because our stomach don't know what we are eating. Our mind knows, right? Any taste you experience, that is only for the 2 inches. Why is 2 inches? So only here we taste the food. But think about that. It is a wise way that Buddha explained, right? For let's say that if there's any rice or any beautiful food there, be prepared and served. If someone doesn't eat it in the morning, right? We leave it until the end of the day. what will happen? So in the evening, the fragrance is gone, right? And it's start to smell unpleasant. Okay. So what happened is if we are going to keep this food for next day, right? So it begins to rot, right? We don't like to think about the that stage of the same food. Okay. We don't like to think. That is the nature of food, right? So when if we keep that one further, what will happen? It will, that will go, it turn into the soil of the earth, right? Decompose. So Buddha explained, the priest, that person who wishes to realize the Dhamma, must correctly understand this food, right? It is mentioned in Dhamma that one gains insight into the truth about this, the edible, gross or subtle food, physical food, one becomes non-returner, okay, anagami, right? So, so then you can see that how much is subject to change the attachment because of this food, right? So we are attached to the food, even without our we don't, without knowing it, we attach to that, right? How much attachment, grasping, is created? This attachment, grasping means upadana, is created. We attach. That's why Buddha spoke an analogy to help us understand this food, right? So, Buddha explained that just to understand the food, the mother and a father with their small child, they are trying to cross the desert, but they have small food, they have small amount of water, right? When they are in the middle of the desert, they lost their food and water. Now father suggests let's kill the boy and eat, right? So otherwise we cannot cross the desert. Okay. Then mother is crying. Mother does not agree with that, right? However, they don't have a way to survive, right? Then father cannot kill their own son. They are sending the child to mother. Mother is crying and sending the child to the father. So likewise, the boy, the small child is going here and there, the middle of the desert, the child died. So what happened? They decide, okay, we will eat his meat and we will survive. We can cross the desert. They eat, right? They eat wood. So when they eat the food, are they thinking that father that so with the child's flesh intend to make their bodies healthy or for sport? No. Do they eat the child's flesh intend to fill up their deficiencies in their body? No. Or to look beautiful and attractive? No. They have only one target. What is that? Only one goal. To sustain their lives in order to cross the desert. Right? So Buddha explained that consider the food as in this way. That goes the edible, edible food, right? So in that way, Buddha instructs us to understand this food, right? Real nature. He showed us a slide of life we never thought, the side of life we never thought. We never think this way, right? A side we couldn't think of. If we think about food in this way, we can understand the life, right? If not, they will be bound. They will be bound to life through this food. They will go in long journey of samsara, and they will be unable to generate insight into it. Okay, many people are reborn in unfortunate states after death because of their excessive attachment they have towards this food, right? Even this attachment, so it is very dangerous, right? There's some many things happen. I can give you some examples because of that. Some uh, some people they were born into ghost world. So one grandmother was in the hospital. So his grandchild came to see her. Then she told, I will bring you that very tasty rice, tasty dry fish, and tasty this one and that one. So I will bring. And by saying that one, granddaughter left and she forgot after that. But who was sick and on the bed? She was thinking that one. She was thinking to eat that one. Her desire came strong until when she died. She was thinking at that point, right? Where's the destination? Ghost world, right? Someone told his wife to bring that food, right? So he's sitting in the sofa. So his mind is now to eat the food. Wife went to the kitchen to bring the food. In the meantime, he died. Where's the destination? Ghost world, right? Therefore, did you see that danger with this food, attachment to the food, right? So the death came unexpectedly. He died, right? So this is that edible food was so subtle, right? The first one. The second one is contact food, right? Nutriment of contact, Pasahara, right? Pasahara. The second food is contact. The meaning of contact is what is unification of three things, right? So, and I, home, and consciousness. Unification of these three things is called eye contact. Ear, sound, and consciousness is called ear contact. Nose, smell, and consciousness is called nose contact. Tongue, taste, and consciousness is called tongue contact. Body, tangibles, and consciousness is called body contact. Mind, thoughts, and mind consciousness is mind contact. So Buddha pointed out contact as a form of food, right? So food means something that nourishes, right? So when the I, form, and consciousness unite, they nourishes the continuation of existence, right? So then same thing ear, sound, and consciousness with the contact, it nourishes the existence, right? Same thing, nose, tongue, body, and mind. Buddha gives a nice simile for this one. Okay. The skin ox, right? So that think about this way. Then imagine the ox whose skin have been removed, right? Now this ox does not have any skin, right? When he goes to the water, what will happen? So what all the animals in the water eat his body. When he came out, when he touched the tree, the the beings in the tree, they will eat. When he's in open space, because without a skin, right, they will eat him, right? Uh, so there's no chance for him to save from this one because he does not have a skin, right? Uh, Similarly, we have eye and the form into contact, and there is an internal condition of attention, manasikara. We need manasikara to develop without manasikara, it doesn't develop consciousness, right? So I consciousness arises. Okay. Whether it is good or bad, we see it, right? This happens so here, hearing sound and smelling odors and tasting flavors and feeling touch. And when the mind is present, object comes to, that thoughts are coming to the mind, we experience them, whether it happens or sorrow or experience happiness, we experience it, right? So what will happen? So the six internal sense bases. What are the six internal sense bases? Eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. Uniting with external objects is contact. External bases, forms, sounds, smells, taste, touch, and thoughts, right? Contact nourishes us, right? It will develop that. When we hear about a beautiful form, right, we take our eyes and go there to see that. When we hear about sweet sounds, beautiful sounds, we take our ears and go there, right? When we hear about the hotel as delicious food, what we do? We take our tongue and we go there, right? When we hear about a comfortable seat, we heard that, that place, yeah, there's a very comfortable seat. What we do? We take our body and go there, right? So in this way, we are caught up in the process of nourishment, right? Nourishment. This is contact food. This is contact food. So Buddha preached that if one understands contact food, right, they attain Nibbana, Arahantship. Okay? Understanding physical food leads to non-returning status, right? Therefore, we don't understand it because we haven't started. We haven't started the process of understanding the correct way yet, right? Because we haven't engaged in wise consideration, yoniso manasikara, right? And don't know the method, we haven't realized it, right? So this is the second type of food. It's called contact. The third one is called mental volition, right? Mano sanchetana āhāra. Okay, that mental volitional formation food. Okay, this is the food is connected with volition, chetana, which has the mind as its base. Okay, volition is a karma action, right? So karma is the action that is ready to give a result. Volition it give the karma, which is called vipaka, and lead to another birth, right? So when we do that certain things in this by thinking that the chetana or volition, some karma will give us the result in this present life. Okay, that is called ditta dhamma vedaniya karma. Some other karma, they will give that next life, right? Pajja vedaniya karma. So some karma will give the result until we become enlightened, right? Apara pariya vedaniya karma. So whatever the things we do with the chetana, with the volition, when we do that, right? So now how we did get the volition? When the I, form, and consciousness unite, unification of these three, experience contact, eye contact, and it gives Vedana, the feeling, and once recognize it, right? It's called Sanya, and volition, Chetana produced, right? And Then when Chetana produced, karma is accumulated. Okay. Nourishment takes place. Okay. We cannot even blink without volition. We cannot blink our eyes without any volition, without Chetana. Okay. Therefore, we do everything with volition. Okay. Is our volition one where, with the wisdom, vidya, our volition has arisen, that our volition has arisen with the wisdom, or it is accompanied by ignorance? Ignorance, because our we have that contact with ignorance and feeling with ignorance, and also perception is ignorance, and volition also ignorance, right? So can volition accompanied by ignorance produce wisdom? No, right? If what means ignorance, it will produce the ignorance, right? Volition accompanied by ignorance produce only that which is accompanied by ignorance, right? That is its nature. Okay. So when you think this way, so it is the important things. So if a seed is planted, it will bear fruit of that specific species. If you put the seeds of mango, it will give them tree of mango, right? If you give that apple, it will give you apple, right? The similar way, the volitions are produced, results, vipaka, will be generated accordingly. Okay. The Buddha said to understand this mental volition food, mental volitional formation. Okay. So volition arises when there's contact is there, right? Volition arises at the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind, right? So volition arises at all these 6 places. When a form is seen by the eye, thoughts arises about that seen form, right? Then one speaks about it using words. One acts using the body. That is what is done by volition. When we see some form, you speak, you do the bodily conduct. So then you accumulate of that karma. If you see that the person you don't like, how is your behavior? What are the things we talk? What are the things, the bodily behavior? It will that with the chetana, the volition, and it will create the karma. Okay. When you create anger, what is the result of present moment in this life? What is the result of present moment? Huh?
Unpleasant.
Yeah, you lose your peace and happiness. That is that, Ditta Dhamma Vedini come in the feeling you get in this life, right? So the Buddha preached about this food using an analogy, right? So that he gave that a nice analogy about this volition. There's a person who desires happiness, right? Does not desire suffering. When this person is walking on a road, what happened? 4 people seize him, right? 2 by the arms and the 2 by the legs, right? Like 4 men seizing an animal for sacrifice. The same like animal being to kill. Same like that they are bringing this man. They take him to throw him to burning pit of embers, right? Whole pit, right? They are trying to put him, that man. He struggles to escape from the burning pit, right? The Buddha said to regard volition as looking towards a burning pit of coal, right? So we never thought of it that way, right? So about this volition, all right, until the Buddha taught us. When I thought of anger, further, so further arises, we don't think of volitions as a burning pit. And try to discard that thought of anger. We do not do that. That is because the nature of anger is that it turns into hatred. Anger will go to hatred, dvesa. When it turns into hatred, right, it has a poisonous root and a sweet end. What's the poisonous root? The poisonous root means it is nourished by hatred, right? Nutriments come from the hatred. And the sweet end means one is happy after taking revenge. This is the nature of anger. The wise people is told to regard mental volition food as a dragging oneself towards the burning pit of coal, right? So that because the karma, the karma otherwise will give the result in this life or next life until we die. So Buddha told that if one understands mental volition food, what happened? One understands the threefold craving. If somebody understands this chetana or volition, he will understand three cravings. You know that sensual craving, kama tanha, right? Craving for existence, which is called bhava tanha. Craving for non-existence, vibhava tanha, right? Or that if somebody understands, he will understand all the three tanha. If somebody understands volition, he will understand three tanha. You know, craving for sensual desire, craving for existence, craving for non-existence. Okay. Buddha taught that if one understands this mental volitional food, what will happen? That he will understand three cravings and three cravings, and understand the three cravings leads to nibbana, arahantship, right? So another thing happened in the Buddha's time. One of the beggar, he had skin disease. There are so many medication applied, but it was not cured. One day he went to see the Buddha was preaching. He thought some place to give that some food items. He went to that place. Buddha is preaching. Okay, so he listened. Then that day he listened to Dhamma talk. He became Sotapanna, stream entrant. Okay, so after he became Sotapanna, when he was going, that one of the mad ox attacked him. He died. He was born into heavenly world. Okay, he understood the one. Then all the monks asked the Buddha, Venerable Sir, what happened to that person who listened to Dhamma talk that day? He got attacked by an ox. Buddha said, yes, he became Sotapanna. He was born into Parvatinsa heaven. Okay, then what happened? He had the ability to understand that what happened. He became bigger, and everybody knew about that. He had skin disease everywhere. So this is his previous karma. Okay, the previous life he was in this happened in the city of Rajagaha. He was the very wealthy Brahmin Rajagaha. One day he was going in a chariot. He saw that one of the Pachaka Buddha was walking. Tagarasiki Buddha. Pachaka Buddha Tagarasiki. And he asked, who is this, diseased beggar? Skin disease beggar, right? He said that one, he forgot. But the created karma came behind him. As a result of that, he was born into bad destination, hell. And the remaining karma, he came to human world and he was suffering from that. You see that how the karma with that, so volition, he used that his word. After thinking, he saw that after, he saw that Pachaka Buddha, he used his word against to Pachaka Buddha, right? It was very worse, right? Very bad karma. So therefore, we have to understand this, right? How when you understand volition, you'll understand three cravings, right? Okay, the fourth one is consciousness food, right? Vijnana Āhāra, right? Vijnana is the continuation of existence. You know, how many consciousness? Eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness, and mind consciousness. All nourish the continuation of existence and lead to future births, right? The realization of this Dhamma requires one thing, to become disgust, right? With the lack of understanding of food. So, and because people, they don't have understanding of the nourishment, right? So lack of understanding, contact, volition, and consciousness. This disgust, which is accompanied by insight, is which gives rise to the thought, I must be liberated from this. Right? We should have idea, we must liberate from this, right? Otherwise, we cannot understand this, right? So we don't have motivation to understand it. So Buddha gave another analogy for this one, consciousness food, right? He said, imagine a thief who is caught by the government and brought before the king. Okay, the king commands, take this thief and whip him with 100 lashes. Okay, they whip him 100 times. Does the thief feel happiness or suffering? Suffering. The king remembers the thief in the afternoon and asks his servants, right? Is that thief alive or not? They say alive. Then he ordered, okay, give him another 100 lashes. They give him, right? He's happy or suffering? Suffering. Even the evening time, they say that to the king, he's alive, right? The king says, then whip him with another 100 lashes. Right, altogether 300 a day. Buddha said to think, when eye consciousness arises upon seeing a form, right, it is like receiving a blow, right? Eye consciousness arises. How we understand eye consciousness? Because it will differentiate that red color as red color, yellow color as yellow color, right? So we got this applies to continuation arising at ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind as well, right? It is by contemplating this way that Arahants and non-returner were born in this world. Okay? It is by conditioning their mind in this contemplating that they attain the path and truth. Okay, so this is the way that they were thinking. So let us say that you develop an unwholesome volition thoughts. If someone comes and say, I will remove your unwholesome volition, is there anyone who can remove it? Can someone else can remove our unwholesome volition thoughts? Right? No man. If it is stain on a cloth, right, it can be removed, right? But something that arises in the mind can never be removed by an outsider, right? That is something one must do by oneself. Okay. Thus, taught by the Buddha, this consciousness is a form of food. Okay. This consciousness continues existence by nourishing it again and again. Okay. If you go to the beginning, okay, 5 sense pleasures, panchakama. If one understands, he becomes non-returner because he will eradicate all the lower fetters, right? What are the lower fetters? Sakkaya Ditthi, Vicikiccha, Silabbata Paramasa, Kama Raga, Paticca. Okay. And So somebody understands contact food, he will be Arahant. Somebody understand volition food, Arahant. Somebody understand conscious food, right? So he will understand three cravings. One will understand the contact. He understand feeling, right? He experience feeling with the contact. How we understand contact with the feeling, right? How you experience contact. Otherwise, we don't experience the contact. We experience the contact with the feeling, right? When you see the form, so the contact will arise. We experience that with the with the feeling, right? When you hear a sound, we experience that sound, the contact with the feeling, right? With the contact will arise feeling, right? With the smell, the contact, nose contact will understand with the feeling, tongue contact with the feeling, body contact with the feeling, mind contact with the feeling, right? So this is the way to understand. And also, one understood craving. So one understood volition food, you will understand three cravings: kama tanha, bhava tanha, vibhava tanha. Craving for existence, craving for sensual pleasures, craving non-existence. Okay. If one understands consciousness, what is understood? Nama Rupa, which is name and form, or mentality and materiality. What is mentality and materiality? What is mentality? Mentality is feeling, perception,
Attention.
volitional formation,
Attention.
contact, and attention. Right? Why this contact later? First, we are talking about mentality or name, right? What is mentality? Is feeling, perception, volitional formation. Those will arise with the contact. That's why Buddha put this up in the fourth place. If you go to eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, all this feeling, perception, volitional formation will create with the contact, right? That's why mentality, the fourth place, is contact. All these things will create with manasikara, right? So attention, right? Without attention, it won't create. If you are meditating, open your eyes. If somebody is going in front of you, you don't see them, right? If you have attention to something, so somebody is calling you, you don't hear because you don't have attention there. Okay. Therefore, the attention is the last place. Therefore, attention is required to satisfy all these things. Therefore, mentality is so feeling, perception, visual formation, contact. Contact is the base for all these things. And in order to happen all these four things, you need attention, manasikara. With attention, it will develop the mentality and also other part of the mentality, Namarupa, is mentality and materiality. Materiality is four
Elements.
four great elements. What are four great elements? Earth element, water element, heat element, and water air element. So this is the way this is the way that if somebody wants to understand consciousness, he will understand from the name and form. Okay. When we observe consciousness, we grasp is a feeling, perception, volitional formation, contact, and attention, or something that arose from the four great elements, Mahabhuta. Okay. If one understands physical food in this life before their last breath, they become non-returning.
Non-returner.
Right. So if one understands contact food before their last breath, they attain
Arahant.
Arahant. If one understand mental volition food, they attain
Arahant.
Arahant. If one understands consciousness food, they understand name and form and attain
Namarupam.
Nibbana. So, therefore, realize that the only reason this journey continues is because these things are not understood, right? So that's why we are trying to understand all these things, right? And if somebody understood all these things, and so somebody will escape from this long journey of samsara. Usually, the first place I said that people, because we don't hear these things again and again, we think it's more profound, that more complicated. So we thought that our life is only nourished by eating and drinking. That's what we think, right? When observed, we are not only nourished by eating and drinking, we are also nourished by contact. We nourished by mental volition. We nourished by consciousness. Okay. Generally, in our life, isn't it easier to remember an external things than a point of Dhamma? We can remember things that if let's say somebody said that some story, we remember very easily, right? We can even repeat, but Dhamma we cannot, remember that way, right? Very easily we'll forget. Why is that, right? Why it is happening those things? So, but we are lack of sati. The lack is not in memory, but that we have memory because that other stories we can memorize very easily, right? The sensual things, right? You can tell from the starting from to the end. But in mindfulness, sati we don't have, and wisdom we don't have, right? So, and there's no lack of memory. We have memory, but we need sati, and we need wisdom, and we need it's called panya. Okay, and we need to develop those things. So when you develop this one, Dhamma will be well established. So when mindfulness and wisdom are developed, the Dhamma can be understand very quickly, right? So do you remember someone who developed that mindfulness and wisdom and they understood Dhamma very easily? That is Sariputta and Moggallana, right? Sariputta Bhante that he met Arahant Assaji, right? He went after him and asked that because he went to other Paribhajaka, Sanjay Paribhajaka, he came to know that he does not understand anything, right? They gave up him. Then he met that Venerable Assaji. He was very peaceful, calm, and quiet. And so his all the motions are very nice. And he went behind him and he asked that, who is your teacher? He told that my teacher is Sakya Muni, right? What does he teach? He asked, right? The Venerable Assaji said, I cannot tell you the meaning. I am a monk who recently entered the order. But that time Assaji Bhante was enlightened, right? He said, no problem, please tell me, I will understand it. Sariputta Bhante told, right? After that, when Venerable Assaji Bhante taught him, Edamma Hetukpava, right? Whatever things arise from the cause, Tesang Hetu Tathagato Aha. So the Tathagata has told the cause of those things. Tesancha yo nirodho, right? So, and whatever is the cessation of those causes, right? Evam vadi mahasamanu. So, the great recluses proclaimed that doctrine. As soon as that he heard the first two lines, he became, right, stream-entered, right? And he told that same Dhamma to Moggallana Bhante, this Holita, that lay life was Upatissa, Sariputta Bhante, and Moggallana Bhante, Holita. He told that Holita, and as soon as he finished that 4 lines, he became stream entrant, right? And so that's why they have wisdom, they have mindfulness. So most people, they have that wrong mindfulness, right? Miccha sati. Okay. We have a form of wisdom for conducting ordinary thing, ordinary life, right? That is wrong wisdom, miccha panya. Okay. We have an effort for conducting ordinary life. That is the wrong effort, miccha vayama. Right mindfulness is samma sati, right? And right panya only exists in the Noble Eightfold Path. All these things are existing in the Eight Noble Path. If one proceeds towards right mindfulness, one grabs the Dhamma quickly. Okay, the Dhamma is established with right mindfulness as a goal. What's the goal? Right wisdom, right view, right effort, right? So the goal is understanding the Four Noble Truths, right? So this is the way that all our long journey of samsara is existing and continually existing because of four nutriments, right? As we explain, as we study. So, and so by understanding all these things, may all of us be fortunate to understand Four Noble Truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Oh, this is the based on Āhāra Sutta, right, in Samyutta Nikaya.
Translated by Āhāra.
Huh?
Translated by
Yes, the Lokusan says with the description translated into English, that all these things, right? So, and because I put all these things all together to explain Āhāra Sutta to you. It is in Samyutta Nikaya, right? And you can read that sutta as well, right? How that Buddha explained that how it creates that all the what's that called, that Patisamuppada, right? How to create the Patisamuppada because of the nutriment. So you can read through this one.
Bhante explained about the sati and the memory. They are two different things. When we talk about sati, is it satipatthana, Bhante? That's
Mindfulness.
the 4 foundations of mindfulness.
Mindfulness. Yeah.
So it's different than the memory that we have.
Yes.
Because in the sutta, sometimes sati is translated, is explained as a memory that we can remember something that happened a long time ago.
Yeah. So that, that we have the miccha sati, right? We many of us has miccha sati, but with the miccha sati, we can memorize all those things, right? Very easily. But most people cannot memorize Dhamma. Why? Because of the miccha sati. That if somebody has samma sati, very easy to memorize all those things. Okay. Yeah. All right. So then at the end, how you understand all these, that edible food was so subtle. How you experience those things. And experience?
Gratifications.
Yeah.
Sensual
Yeah,
pleasure.
you can see them, you can hear them, right? What are the other way? You don't
Smell.
smell, yes, taste, and touch. All these five sensual things are there, right? How you experience contact?
Every second, all the time.
Yeah, how you experience that contact?
Unification of the three.
Yes, I mean, contact is unification 3. How you experience? Through the feelings, right? How you experience volition?
The contact. No?
No, how you experience with the 3 kind of
Oh, it's crazy.
craving? How you experience
Consciousness.
Nama Rupa, right? Right, Nama Rupa. If you understand these, gross food, edible food, and you will be
Non-returner.
non-returner. If you understand contact food, you will be
Arahant.
Arahant. If you understand volition,
Arahant.
yeah, you understand 3 cravings and you will be Arahant.
Arahant.
And so if you understand consciousness,
You enter Nibbana.
you experience it, name and form, and you will be Arahant, right? So, and karma, volition, what are the ways that you can experience them? Karma, there's 3 ways.
This life, the next life.
In this life, it is called, Ditta Dhamma Vedine Karma. Then next life, Upapachya Vedine Karma. Then until you become enlightened, they will come behind you as Apara Pariya Vedaniya Karma, right? So, and just an example that if you got angry with someone, so you will feel experience in this life, right? So how you experience in this life? You will lose
peace,
calm, peace, happiness, right? You are not happy anymore, right? So your blood sugar will increase, your cholesterol will increase, your heartbeat will increase, right? Those are the experience you are going to hear that, right? That you in a relationship will be break, right? So those things will happen. Okay. All right. So any questions? I saw that you have had any questions.
So I have a question. When say beings were in the lower world,
Yes.
hell realms or whatever, why don't they just why do they insist on existing and continuing? Why don't they just let it go and just accept and sort of cease to exist? And just let go of striving, and if that makes sense.
So lower world, you cannot understand. Hell, animal world, ghost world, or asura world, they don't, because they were born into that world because they did bad things. That's why it's danger. The danger. If we were born into that bad worlds, it's very hard to escape from that, right?
If they're in those worlds, they pay the price, the consequences.
Yeah, when it's very, very rare when their bad karma is over. So if they have good karma, they will be born into this existence, human or Deva world. But most of them, they will be born into same existence. That's why somebody was born into bad existence. All these karma to experience in that world, all these things are coming to them.
So once they burn it,
If they have good karma, they can come, but it's very rare.
so if something they get reborn in the ghost world or one of the hell levels, it's very hard to then get another
Yes.
So that includes a lot of people.
Yes, all beings. Yeah.
No, I mean, a lot of people in our current times.
Yeah, that's true. That's why that Buddha explained that even this current time, there are those who are in human world, they will be born into human world, very rare. Buddha gave the simile that same like that he took that soil in the fingernail and also he compared with the soil in the entire earth, right? All these, the beings will be born into human world, same like the in the soil in the fingernail, right? Many beings, for example, human beings, like the soil in the earth, they will be born into bad destination.
Who gets,
Those who have good karma,
so are they, where are they coming
they are coming from long journey of samsara.
from? So they do.
No, I mean that. So there are 31 worlds, right? 31 worlds. The beings are roaming and wandering from the one place to another because of their good or bad karma. Sometimes they were born into human world. Sometimes they were born into bad destinations, and they were born because most of the time all the beings they were born into bad destinations, right? They were in a heavenly world. Likewise, they are roaming around.
Bhante. Yeah. So Bhante, just clarification. So all these four types of nutriment that Buddha mentioned, they exist in every realm, lower destination, higher destination realms. It's just a matter of which realm, let's say the lower realms, they do not understand. Okay, so unlike in human, we have the tendency to understand and we can progress. Now, so if this is correct, then next, Bante, I just want to clarify, how about in the heavenly world? So heavenly beings, do they have edible food?
No,
And
they have subtle food.
this, okay, so what is subtle food, Bante? And then are they all vegetarians? Because I believe that there's no animals there, right? Okay. So what about the formless form and the formless world? So do they have edible as well? I'm just wondering,
No,
Bante.
I mean that only human world that gross food, but heavenly world they have that that some they are heavenly beings their food is happiness,
Oh,
right?
okay, okay.
There's some heavenly beings that like earthbound deva,
Mhm.
they are getting that from the smell, fragrance is that smell, right?
That's the subtle that Bante is mentioning. So it's
Huh?
not really the edible that we see, not those things. Okay.
Yes, that's we have gross food. They have very subtle food.
Swaminathan, I was thinking about, volitional actions that create karma through speech and action are very easy to see. And, to become aware using mindfulness. But when we're alone with our thoughts, our mind seems to run to the past and the future constantly. And
Mhm.
it's such a subtle movement, it's hard to catch it and stop it because Buddha has said, bring it to the present moment awareness.
Yes.
But our mind loves to torture us, either
Yes.
with the past or dreams of future.
Yeah.
How can we, is the only way to control this and tame the mind, is it only through meditation? Like, mindfulness should be every moment of, in your life, every second, whatever you're doing, that I understand. And when you're off the cushion, but in order to to quieten the mind, when you're
Yeah.
awake and when you're doing things, is it through meditation that we calm it down?
That is called satipatthana.
Right.
That is, that you are not sitting down and meditating, but you are well aware about what you are thinking, what your
Yes,
thoughts, and what you are saying, what your actions are.
correct.
But you are well aware of that. That's why you are within kaya anupassana,
Right.
right? So you are in kaya anupassana, you are well aware that not to do the wholesome thoughts, no wholesome
Unwholesome things.
action,
Yeah.
wholesome uh, speech, right? So that means you are following satipatthana.
Okay. I have
It
one
does.
more question that
Yes.
related to this. If you're following our mindfulness and in the present moment, if you have some bad thought or a craving in your mind that you don't act upon, but it just arises,
Yes.
does that produce karma? Like, I think it produces maybe a subtle karma that can be neutralized, or how does it work?
That's why that Buddha explained again that if you have that unwholesome thoughts, you have to eradicate that, right? So you think about the wholesome thoughts, right?
Right.
And
then maybe see the dangers, adinava, of where the thought
never
leads
danger, you don't pay attention, right?
Right.
But you see that the origination of that, or
Right.
if you cannot remove that, by press your tongue and
Yes, yes,
right?
yes.
So,
The 4 or 5 methods that we have been given. Yes. Okay. Thank you,
yeah.
Swaminathan. Many,
Yeah.
many.
Also that observe that if you are uncomfortable, right? If you are uneasy that in your mind, that means unwholesome thoughts are going in your mind, right? You have to observe it. You have to dive into it and see that what is
Yeah.
that, what is in your mind,
What's the
and see that
causing?
what is that, see as impermanent nature, right?
Right.
That's why between people have that anxiety, because they are unaware that they have their answers about that their future, maybe their old age, maybe their death, right? So slowly it will build up. Eventually, what will happen that we need that. So some stage, when it comes to some stage, if you don't understand, they need to take the medication, right? So,
Right.
and that's why when you understand that, you know what is going on, because you are always with your mind.
Yes.
There's a possibility
Correct.
that that you miss, that you cannot stay in mindfulness, sometimes come back to again. Sooner or later, because either we like it or not, we have to die. The very important thing is when we die, so we have Dhamma. So if somebody is not going to understand Dhamma in this life, right, is not going to understand the Dhamma in the next life. Who knows that we are going to get the opportunity to to understand Dhamma, that you got the Dhamma, you got the opportunity. Now try your effort to understand at least, right? To be born into good destination until you complete your journey. Today we learned that Buddha's Dhamma, you practice loving kindness meditation and observe 5 precepts. In this way, we collect a lot of good karma. Let us share this merit with all of the devas, from Earth Deva to Aknita realm devas, all the devas in charge of this Dharmashala and in this place, and all the 3 devas, and all of our friendly devas rejoice in this merit. May all devas develop their divine power, divine color, divine beauty, divine happiness. May all devas be fortunate to understand 4 noble truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let us share the merit with our teacher, most venerable Pinnat Lagu Swamin Wahanse. May Pinnat Lagu Swamin and all the monks in Mahamevnawa monasteries and all the monks around the world, all the nuns around the world rejoice in this merit. May all of them have long life, be happy, be healthy, be peaceful. May all of them be fortunate to understand 4 noble truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May all of our departed relatives in this life and previous life rejoice in this merit. May they have good food, good shelter, good medicine, good clothing. May all of them be fortunate to escape long journey of samsara one day in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May all of you and all of your children and all of your parents and also family members and friends rejoice in this merit. May all of you have long life, be happy, be healthy, be peaceful. May all of your children be fortunate to have good education. May all of you be fortunate to have good jobs and have a peaceful environment in the job environment. And may all of you be fortunate to understand 4 noble truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Bhante is chanting verses of blessing. And everybody worship. Abhivadana Sedissa Nichang Madda Pachayino Chataru Dhamma Vadanti Ayuvanno Sukham Ayurarogya Sampatti Sagga Sampatti Mevacha Ato Nibbana Sampatti Minate Samijjatu. May the triple gem bless you. Kirvan Saranai Namo Buddhaya.
Also, hi Bante, many for beautiful Dhamma Deshana and Dhamma discussion. We would like to share merit with Bante and ask for forgiveness.
Supateva
Maya katang punyang samina pina.
Sadhu sadhu anumodami.
Samina katang punyang maya
Sadhu sadhu anumodita.
Sadhu. Oka sadwaran tena katang sabang sayang.
Amami kamitabam. Sopateva, sopateva,
Yeah.
sopateva. May the triple gem bless you all. Tervan Saranai. Namo Buddha.